Well, hello, all you punk rockers, you indie lovers, and you grunge seekers. Welcome to the Audio Henchmen.
1, 2, 3.
I like your hair like that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's less messy that way.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. I am here with Adam Bickel.
Bickel. Yeah.
Bickel, okay. And he is a local artist from Oregon. He is a photographer, artist, and painter. He has done many, many things with his career. His work has been in several different movies, which is Being Julia, right? Being Julia?
Well, a set decorator from Being Julia owns some of my work. A lot of what you find on the site are collectors, clients of distinction who own my work. So he happens to be a set decorator who worked on Being Julia and just a collector of my artwork.
Very cool, very cool. You also did, so the movies that you mentioned were...
Right. Being Julia, Anna and the King, Victory, Sense and Sensibility, Remains of the Day, Howard's End. That was set decorator for all of those movies. Is just an avid collector of my work, and he lives in England.
Ah, okay. That makes more sense. But yeah, tell us a little bit about what you do. And
well, I've grown up in the arts. Ever since I was a kid, I watched my dad do photography. We were in a military family, so wherever we lived around the world, my dad would end up building a dark room somewhere. So I grew up watching him do photography, and we made pinhole cameras out of just about everything. Little film containers, oatmeal containers, and just had fun as a kid. And I also painted and draw, too. I don't paint very realistically. One of my clients once said if Picasso and Salvador Dali were to have a baby, that would be me. So it's just a very simplification of form, and usually with a sensual feel, usually the nude female looking very Picasso-esque.
all right, which is... So if you started out at... I should rephrase that. So you started out as more of a hands-on artist.
That's right.
So how did you get into photography then?
Yeah, just watching my dad do it, and actually all the way through school, I never once took a photography course, so I just self-taught. It wasn't until long after I graduated from my university with a fine arts degree did I actually go back and took one darkroom course, and that was fun working with print film and doing all the darkroom stuff. But that was long after even I was taking digital. So, if anything, that just taught me a little bit about where photography came from. Its beginnings with working in the darkroom, and it was fun to do all that harder hands-on work, but I really do love digital, so I did that ever since I was a kid doing photography.
So what medium then do you prefer?
I actually like drawing and painting, preferably to photography. I get a better sense of satisfaction with completing a drawing or a painting, because to me that feels like fine art. It's really one of a kind, while photography lends itself more to more being, replicated and replaced when, a drawing is just one of, and to me that feels like I'm creating fine art.
Very cool. You also did a piece, well, you told me briefly about this, is you didn't specifically do the photo for the television show, but
right.
You did it prior and you actually sent it in to them.
Yeah. Besides art, I've always enjoyed the earth sciences. I grew up reading those Time Life books on every subject, so I actually know a lot about a lot of things. So botany, geology, astronomy, has always intrigued me. So with my botany interest, I photograph a lot of nature and plants. So I've always liked those dandelions and seed forms, and to me, they always look like small explosions. So my piece, The Little Bang, I gave it that title even long before wanting to write the show The Big Bang Theory. So ever since I was a little kid, I've always imagined having one of my pieces on my favorite television show. And when I was a kid, that was Seinfeld. But long ago, I didn't know how to get something onto a show. But, you know, present day, now being adult, my favorite show is The Big Bang Theory. So I thought, you know, I'll give it a whirl. I actually wrote the show, wrote Chuck Lorre, Bill Prady, and the set decorator, Chris. And about a month later, Chris, the set decorator, called me and said that they absolutely love it and would love to talk to me about getting a piece on the show. So, long story short, that piece is in Howard and Bernadette's apartment left of camera. It's truly an honor.
And I find that a very big achievement. And that's very, very cool that you could, like, worm your way in there and, like,
right. I felt the worst thing that they could say is no, and, you know, I've seen the benefit of opening my mouth and saying that I'm an artist, because you never know who you're talking to or what could happen. So, like I said, the worst thing is that I could have heard was no. Right,
and that's where a lot of people that want to be artists, they don't take that chance because they're so afraid of rejection.
That's right.
And so people like yourself and I, we always just jump the gun and go for it, and if they say no, we move on to the next one, kind of thing.
Exactly.
And I think that's the best thing that any type of artist could really do, is just jump the gun and always do it.
Right. I've led most of my life as just a sort of a shy kid, but you know, I'd say a good 15 years ago, it's just, I really feel like I'm a caterpillar that is now a butterfly. I don't even look the way I did 15 years ago. So there's a lot to be said about just being more open with people, because, you know, I think you can learn things from other people and different experiences, and there's nothing to be gained just by being shy. So I'm very open now, and I can talk to anyone.
And it's good. Very, very good. So where do you see then yourself in, let's say, 5 years with your career?
Good question. I think at this point I would love to build a life that's fully financed by doing my art. I think I'm on the right track. A lot more people are noticing my my fine art drawings and paintings, and that side of my art has actually made more income than my photography ever has. So if I keep it up, I'm hoping to have more shows and get my name more out there. And I think with the population increase in this area, I think there's more people open to the kind of imagery I like to do, which is just abstract drawings. So I would say in 5 years, just being an artist, having my own home, and having just an awesome life, and working on my craft.
Very, very cool. Oh, man, I just had a question, but it slipped my mind. This is why I should write down my questions.
That's right.
Damn it. Oh, man. What was it? I don't know.
My blood type is 8 positive, and I'm an Aquarius. Was that it?
Oh, maybe that's why I like you so much. You're an Aquarius. There you go. Oh, God. Why?
That's
no.
okay.
No.
We're on live television. Just don't be nervous.
Nah. I can always edit out, which I probably won't, just 'cause.
This is cool.
So tell me a bit about your art influences then.
Oh man, it's really into Picasso. I like. A lot of people don't know, but he actually could paint and draw very realistically. He just chose not to. I can't exactly remember the quote, but he said he took most of his life to learn how to paint like a kid. So, and that's how he chose to do it. So I was, as a kid myself, I was really turned on by his cubism. And I like the idea of creating artwork that is not really, it's not all out there for you to read and interpret, like a squirrel sitting on a log. The way I would paint a squirrel sitting on a log would just be totally abstract and just, I like the viewer to think a little bit without it just being all there to be seen. I like the viewer to think a bit and to explore with their eyes a little bit more and just to wonder about it. So I'd say my influences were Picasso and Dali. And I really like the idea about, surrealism and abstract expressionism. Yeah.
So you're one of those people that likes to expand people's minds on what they think of with art.
I'd say so.
Yeah. Because I'm very much the same way myself, and I like to bring nature and the human figure into it and form it into something completely different and make the people think, because it could be something completely different in their mind,
right? Yet
it's completely different to me.
That's beautiful.
But you're an artist, a photographer, a painter, but with your photography, you do landscape, you do buildings,
mm-hmm.
and you also do the human body.
That's right.
So, from what I know, you've done a lot of the female form.
That's right. I started off with really doing nature and landscape photography, and as I'm getting older, I just want to expand on that. So it's now my interest to introduce the nude female into my landscape work. So I've been doing a lot of portraiture lately, and for those people that are inclined to it, and it's always, you never know what someone's interested in. I bring up the idea of whether they're interested in doing, fine art nude photography. Very, very tasteful, very non-lewd, but very expressive and beautiful black and white photography mostly is what I like, because I think black and white is beautiful, but just very tasteful fine art nude photography, and that's what I'm into, and incorporating that into the landscape, which I think is the evolution of where I want to go.
So you've mentioned you also, the people that admire your work want more of the male and female. Mm-hmm. So will you ever venture into that and bringing the two together, or just keeping the male form separated?
Right. I think I would be open to it. Even in my solo projects, just working with the female nude, it's really important to me that they're comfortable with me, so I always request a meeting first, and even several meetings even before a shoot, because it's really important to me that the first shoot goes really well. So I think if I was going to incorporate the male into it, I think it would just have to be someone who knows the female very well, maybe a couple already, or someone that's married, and because on the shoot it's really important to me that everyone's comfortable with what's going on. So yeah, I think I would be open to a male and a female shoot, but either two people that know each other or somehow engaged already, whether it's a relationship. So I think I'd be open to that.
So are you doing any projects at the moment?
Yeah, there's various models that I'm working with, and I've got great looks that I want to expand on, and a few in the works. I think 2 different shoots next week, and some models that I've worked with once already, and I hope to continue to work more, because I've seen that as we work more with each other, we're more comfortable, and we learn what works and what doesn't work, and just keep going with those things that do work.
So with your photography, with your models, I know from what you've shown me and talked about, it's more you've done some nature shots, but would you expand off of that and do, I don't know, body paints and nature, or like more of, political almost? Maybe
Right.
expand it a little bit more? Would you ever do that with your photography?
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. I also do sculpture. I've done found art sculpture before, so yeah, I think what you're asking is, how else can I work the photography into what I'm doing? I really like the juxtaposition of things, so I would love to get back into sculpture. I actually really miss working with my hands, so I could see doing more photography and more found objects and doing both of those into one completed piece. I like the idea of stuff hanging on the wall that's a little bit more tactile, a little bit more, almost finished work that's art in the round, so to speak, work that's three-dimensional. So yeah, working with photography and whether it be a ceramic sculpture and found objects, I think is beautiful. I think I see that's where my art's going.
So, I'm trying to think of anything else.
You think I'll take a drink of beer?
See, what I usually like to do, too, is I like to just let it run a little bit, because I like to have little random clips in there.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Say something that's on your mind right now.
Would you like to do a nude photo shoot right now? No, I'm not ready. I don't have my camera.
Oh, man. I think that was it.
Okay.
I think that was it.
So is that a wrap on the Marquis and Adam blog session?
It might be.
All right. Wow, how about that? Time does fly when you're having fun.
I know, right?
I just made that up.
That was totally an original.
Thanks for listening to the Audio Henchmen. If you want to be part of this awesome, amazing podcast and be interviewed, please don't hesitate to email either me or Dusty Good. My email is markiwi01@yahoo.com. So please give me an email or check me out on Twitter and Facebook and just write me if you want to be part of this amazing, fabulous podcast that we have going on. And thanks again for listening, and we will see you sometime around that big old circle that we call Earth. Catch you later, folks.
Whoa. Can't hit it. Ready? Yeah.